All right, y'all. It is Tuesday, and whiskey friends far and wide, we are live for a Tasty Tuesday happy hour. I'm Eric, your humble malt muser. Excited for another Tuesday with everybody. We got some good stuff coming up on the happy hour today and on the Telex Malt Show later tonight. So 3 hours of whiskey talk. Let's get into it, y'all. Good to see everybody. We got some folks in the chat already. Let me say my hellos before I set the table for what you guys can expect over the next couple hours. First in the door today, the one named Nestor says, ready to hang tonight, excited for the stream. Yeah, right on, man. Cheers. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you. French, our friend in Duluth, says, I'm here with Redbreast, 12 and a fire, chilly night in Duluth. Hey, Nestor. I bet, man. It's got to be getting close, right? Plus, you got all that wind off the lake. Daniel, our buddy in East Texas. What's up, man? Finally not hot here in Texas, hanging around 65. Ooh, that's nice. It's been about the same here in Philadelphia. Air conditioning is off. Windows are open. Nice briskness in the air. No humidity. No complaints. French said, nice weather. Yes, sir. Indeed. Nestor said, hey, guys, haven't been here in a while, but I like the channel. Oh, thanks, man. It's very nice of you to say. Appreciate that. Cheers, Daniel. Emily Chambers saying, hey, what's up, Florida? How are you? Happy Tuesday. Donner Pass, our friend out west. Cheers, Donner Pass. Always good to see you in the house. Hawaii and Juan, how's it going, gang? Good to see you, Juan. Happy Tuesday, buddy. And our friend to the north in Alberta. Got it right this week. Peter White. Hey, back to you, my friend. Emily Chambers says chili. Wow, what a concept. Yeah, I can't imagine chili is something that you experience too much down there. Hardly even in the winter. Good to see you. Peter White, Blanton's Gold. Leaked, so it had to be opened. Oh, what a bummer. Good deal. Blanton's Gold. Wow, you can't find that in the States. It's a good one. Hey, Andrew Page. How you doing, buddy? Salancha, thanks for swinging by. King of Prussia's in the house. What up, Tony? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to kick things off here. Oh, Peter White's Ontario. My bad. I thought it was Alberta. I thought last week you said Alberta. My mistake. Won't happen again. I'll get it right. Donner Pass, Signatory, Deanston 11, Firstville Sherry, the Devil's Deanston. Yeah, 666. Oh, man. That sounds delicious, though. Let me set things up, man. We already got 10 folks in the chat. This is great. So tonight, I am going to have the opportunity. One second here. I just have to fix my computer audio because I'm getting weird feedback because I left YouTube open. I got to close that. I'm all out of sorts tonight, y'all. Anyways, hey, there's Mark Stengel, Las Vegas. What's up, buddy? All right, so let me set things up. So starting things off, a little Glengoyne 10. And later on in the show, I am going to uncork, crack open, whatever you want to call, brand new-ish bourbon from Elijah Craig. Just came out in September. Some people got it earlier in August. This is the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. So as you all know, I'm a big fan of Elijah Craig. So I couldn't pass up the opportunity to score one of these. I'm not sure what to expect with it. So we'll talk a little bit about Toasted Barrel. We'll talk a bit about this Elijah Craig, and we'll taste it. Should be a lot of fun. And I got to give props. Thanks to some folks who've been able to support the show here on Patreon. I was able to score this bottle this week. So excited to share my notes and appreciate y'all. If anybody's interested in joining the Patreon and supporting the channel, the link is in the chat. After the happy hour, we're going to head over to Telex, the Telex and Malt Show as always. And we got 2 tastings coming up tonight. The first thing we're going to taste is Kilkerran, which is from the Glengyle Distillery in Campbelltown region of Scotland. This is the heavily peated, peat in progress. This is batch 1. So this is the first batch they had put out of this. Telex has not had it, but is a huge peat head and loves this. It's 59.3%. So this is coming in pretty heavy. And so I think Telex is in for a treat with this. And then right after that, we're going to try out the new Kilkerran. I got a sample here from him. It's called the Burach. This is a new Kilkerran release that's been showing up around the States recently. We'll get into what this is all about, the story behind it, and we'll do a tasting. So we got a bunch of good whiskey to taste tonight, y'all. Excited to share it with everybody and chat with everyone tonight. So while I work on the rest of this Glengoyne 10, I'm interested seeing what everybody else has got in the glass, or what everybody else has got that's new lately. Anybody got something new that they've been really looking forward to that they finally found, or anything new? Let me know. Meanwhile, I'm going to catch up here. Hey, there's Mark. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you. Whiskey Straight Al. Hey, how you doing, Al? Cheers. Not much is up, man. Not much. Been busy at work, but other than that, you know, trying to maintain that work-life balance these days, as we all probably have to. Daniel said East Texas, middle of September. Yeah, right on. 99 in Las Vegas. All right, Mark. It's about 35 degrees cooler here in Philly. I might be, I probably would rather be here today. Maybe not always, but definitely today. That's rough, man. Starting with some Kilchoman Loch Gorm. Oh, right on. I'm a big fan of the Loch Gorm. In fact, earlier this year, I did a review of the Loch Gorm 2019, and they have a different, like, there's some batch variation. They do like a different batch each year, and some of them are made a little different than others. Do you know what year that one is, Daniel? Is that like the 2020 release or the 2019? I thought the 2019 was stellar. I had not really had a lot of the younger ones, or the ones not younger, but from previous releases. But that, for folks who don't know, the Kilchoman Loch Gorm, it's 50% ABV. It's full sherry maturation, peated Scotch, really tasty stuff. I think probably the best thing they make, other than maybe some other special releases from their core range. It's probably my favorite. Really good stuff. I definitely encourage folks to check that out if they ever get the chance. Mark, toasted is a lighter char than a number 4 more. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. What's the difference between charred barrel and a toasted barrel? I understand it's fired last, but what is this supposed to do to the whiskey in comparison? Yeah, that's a good question. We'll chat a little bit about that when I crack that thing open. I'll definitely talk a bit about what I know about the process, kind of what it's supposed to do to the whiskey. Cool night for Donner Pass in NoCal. Air coming in. Yeah, man. Hope that smoke is finally clearing out of there. Jeez. It was a rough month, man. Hope you and yours have stayed safe. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Those are both 2 really good pickups right there. Kilkerran 8 cask strength. I haven't had that one. Oh, man. Any Edgerdour. I passed up. This must have been earlier this year, right before the COVID stuff started. I was at a tasting with the Philadelphia Whiskey Society, and they had like a 13-year cask strength Edgerdour, and some folks had the opportunity to buy it, and I was like, I didn't really know what Edgerdour was, so I passed on it, and then I got to taste it at the tasting, and it was like amazing. Really regret not grabbing that, but I can imagine that 10 single barrel cask strength ain't going to be far behind it. Daniel's got that 2016 Loch Gorm. Okay, cool. Rowan Company, special offer, pick up early, but working on an old particular port. Oh, right on. Cool. Yeah, I'll check out your review, that for sure. Not too familiar with that one. That sounds good. Oh, Loch Gorm is 46%. Oh, I thought it was 50. wonder what I was thinking of. Really? 46? Maybe it's the Mocker Bay that's 50% ABV. No, that's 46 as well. Oh, I might have been thinking like Bruichladdich, like Port Charlotte or something. Oh well. 46 is still good. Pretty much anything 46 or more, I'll take it. All right, I got something flying around here. Anyways, let's not waste any time, hey? Why don't we check out this toasted barrel? All right. So here's the bottle, in case folks have not seen it before. Same Elijah Craig bourbon bottle that you get with any Elijah Craig. It has, however, different label, toasted barrel. Here's what it's got to say. It's small. They're small batch bourbon finished in toasted new oak barrels. So it's a double barrel finish, no age statement, 47% ABV or 94 proof for Americans. Same Elijah Craig bottle, really nice color so far, at least what I can see through here. So again, thank you, Patreon supporters, who for all your support. You helped me be able to get this. So I'm excited to share this with you and let you know if this is something you should spend. What was it? $52, $53. So I'll let you guys know about this. Anyways, so what's the deal with toasted barrels? So basically what we're looking at here is it's a toasted barrel finish. This has been kind of a thing going on in bourbon where you take a regular spirit that you've aged for X amount of time, and then you put it in like another new barrel to finish it off. And basically there's a couple of them out there. You think of like Woodford, double oaked. There's a Michter's toasted barrel, and the toasting is like a light char. So this is, it's like called a char number 1. So it's not a deep char. So I think basically what you're going to get is going to impart more wood notes than maybe like the dark sweet flavors necessarily. Not entirely sure, as they do kind of vary. I mean, I think, you think about Woodford double oaked, for example, which is like one of those that's really, really popular. I'm not sure what the char that they use on that is, but I think it's a much darker, deeper char. So this is, from what I know, their regular small batch, which is aged 7 to 11 years, but it's not, there's no age statement on the bottle. They switched over to that, I think, in like 2015, because the old Elijah Craig 12, they just couldn't keep up with demand. Elijah Craig's been, a huge name in bourbon. They come out of Heaven Hill in Kentucky. It's one of their labels. And so, we're going to be looking at what I think is going to be a very oaky bottle, which I'm not sure what to expect. Normally that's not my wheelhouse in terms of bourbon, but it's an Elijah Craig. And if you all know, if you've been around here long enough and seen my reviews of Elijah Craig barrel proof, you know that I'm a big fan of the Elijah Craig stuff. So let me get this thing open and in the glass, and let's see what we're working with here, y'all. It's always fun to open a new bourbon, isn't it? Any whiskey for that matter. Ooh. Yeah, nice and sweet and oaky there. All right, got a nice clean glass for it too. How about that? We'll do a quick size dram, right? Yeah, here's one more look at that, y'all. So yeah, this is not, apparently it's gonna be part of their core range. I think they're gonna do a batch every year. And not exclusive, I don't think. This is something you can probably find at your local shop, basically anywhere. Around, I don't know, 50, 55 bucks. So comparatively, right, Elijah Craig barrel proof, which is 12 years, I think is usually average MSRPs in that 65 to 70 range. So this is about 15 bucks cheaper than that, but definitely like $25 more than the regular Elijah Craig small batch. Mash bill on Elijah Craig, I think it's Don't quote me here, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. 75% corn, 13% barley, 12% rye. So it's a low rye mash bill, which is interesting because I find their whiskey rather spicy. So I think it's a lot of the oak spice, not so much the rye spice. Anyways, so again, thank you Patreon supporters for the extra boost to help me get my hands on this, man. Appreciate y'all. Here is the color, which, come on, that is looking really nice. Look at that. It's like mahogany. Almost like a little bit of like a ruby red fruit note. I'm going to let this sit just a minute. It is a neck pour after all. Let the oxygen do its magic. I'm going to try and catch up on the chat here a little bit before we see what this toasted oak is all about. All right, Cohen is here. What's up? Nice to see you, buddy. Good to have you here. I think you would enjoy Kilchoman STR cask. Oh, yeah. I actually have a bottle of it. I'm looking forward to opening that soon. Urban Bounty. What's up, buddy? Glad you could swing by. It's cracking in North Carolina. Have you had this toasted oak yet? If not, or if so, you can let me know, but don't spoil it yet because I'm about to taste it for the first time. Hey, Too Slow. What's up, buddy? Thanks for swinging by, man. Good to see you. We got 15 folks in the chat, y'all. This is great. Woodford finishes in heavily charred oak barrels. So yeah, wood is heavily charred, right? I mean, they're not explicit about any of this stuff. I know that toasting is like, it's like a flash char where they like hit it with high heat quickly, but it's not for a sustained period of time. You get a nice initial char. Whatever that does to the wood, it's a little bit beyond my pay grade, but yeah, it is in contrast to like a darker char. The more the numbers go down, the darker the char. So, you know, Wild Turkey is usually like a 3 char or 4 char or something like that. Brown Foreman uses 4 char. Okay, Stengel knows what's up. There you go. I've heard mixed reviews of the Elijah Craig toasted barrel. Mostly reviews saying skip it because of the price on what it delivers. Not bad, but no big deal. What is mostly being said? Yeah, I have not watched anybody's reviews of it yet. I'm sure they're all over the place because this was, I mean, it's a new Elijah Craig, right? Everybody's going to be probably jumping on it. I know I, for one, couldn't turn it down. I was a little bit pushed, you know, I was a little uncertain by the price, but it's expensive for distilleries to use another barrel like that, you know? I remember who it was. Dustin might have mentioned that like, you know, it's not cheap when you're thinking about these double barrel whiskeys for like a distillery to, you know, have to use more barrels like that just for like a finish. I mean, it's not cheap. They're not buying used barrels because, you know, legally you can't call it a bourbon unless it's new charred oak barrel. So they had to probably use a new barrel that they toast, and then it's like, that's it. So the price probably has something to do with that. That said, you know, it is only 47%, so it's literally their small batch that they just finished in a toasted barrel. What else do we got going on, y'all? Toast uses heat and turn the wood dark brown. Char is a setting on the fire to create later charcoal. 2 different things. Yeah, okay. Donner passes. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But the toasting itself actually is it's a lighter color than like the dark char that you see on some of this. So that makes sense. I don't know how dark brown it is. Burnt cherry. Okay, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is a nice color, definitely. Hey, Mike Meyer, what's up? GNR, buddy. How are you? Thanks for swinging by, man. Good to see you. Hope your Tuesday's going well. I've been waiting on it to hit the shelves here, so I haven't had the toasted oak. Okay. Oh, he's talking to Mark. Old Forester 1920. Oh, so another like double barreled is the Old Forester 1910, which is the old fine whiskey, which they put into another barrel, but they don't, you know, I don't know how much the oak char is on that, but we shall see. Okay. All right, y'all. We're going to do our first little nose taste, finish, check in on this toasted barrel. So what the bottle looks like one more time. Same old Elijah Craig, new label, small batch ABV. And it literally says our small batch bourbon finished in toasted new oak barrels. All right. One more look at that color, because I got to say, this color is looking nice, y'all. Look at that. That's beautiful. All right, here we go. Ooh, spicy. Brown sugar, cinnamon, like cinnamon red hot kind of thing. Sweet. Ooh, a little prickly. You're getting some of that kind of cotton candy graham cracker note, like s'mores. There's some really, really sharp spice in here. The fruit note's tame. Yeah, this is going to be oaky whiskey, I can tell. Okay. Nose isn't bad. It smells like a nice Elijah Craig. It's not as vibrant as that Elijah Craig small batch, which I think is a more like youthful and lively. Like you can tell that toasted barrel has tamed some of the edginess of that regular small batch. Well, there's a little bit of fruit into stripped, maybe like red apple. Again, wow. I mean, I'm surprised at how kind of prickly it is at it's 47% ABV, but it's got a little bit of that mustiness too, that kind of old warehouse sawdust, cedar chip. I really like this nose. I'm excited for this. All right, I'll give it a taste. Cheers, friends. Happy Tuesday. Wow. Woo. And it's hot. Is this really 47%? Wow. That is hot. Very sweet and oily on the arrival. It was like caramel, light caramel, vanilla, getting that kind of graham cracker, slight marshmallow thing. But once it like gets on the mid palate development, it gets super hot. Like it's not like pepper. It's like those cinnamon red hot candies, cherry, oaky. There's a little bit of a minty menthol note on what's probably about a medium finish. Wow, that really hits hard. But it drops off relatively quick. Let's try a taste. First taste of a new whiskey you can never completely trust, you know? Oh. I'll tell you the nose, though. The nose so far is the best thing on this. There's some really like dark caramel, baking spices. What a nose. You can tell it's Elijah Craig. If you're an Elijah Craig fan or a fan of the barrel proof stuff, you can definitely tell. But I'll be honest with you, if you put this in a lineup next to a barrel proof, the noses are so intense. I'm not sure I could tell the difference. You can tell the difference with the finish, that's for sure. The finish of this is much shorter than a Elijah Craig barrel proof. But this is the second nosing, and I'm getting a lot more of the traditional kind of sweet bourbon notes now. Wish I had a bottle of the small batch to compare it to. It's like a nice malted vanilla. Again, that sawdust thing too, graham cracker. All right, let's give it another taste, friends. Really intense, creamy, chewy. Quite nice on that development, but then, man, it really gets spicy. It's toned down now in the second taste, but my taste buds might be fried. Again, graham cracker, a little bit of that marshmallow, cherry, apple, fruit notes. Those are the ones coming through. Yeah, you are really left with like I keep saying graham cracker. It's got to be getting annoying, but it's really what it is. It's like you just bit into some graham crackers with like some Hershey chocolate on it. Incredible. That the finish, I would almost say, moves closer to short. It's short, medium, but right in between. It kind of falls off quick. You're left with a little bit of like a malted taste. All right, let's try a little bit of water, right? We got to put a little bit of water on this. For everybody just joining, I have just cracked the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. With the addition of water, not much changing on the nose. It's still that dense core of like caramel, dark caramel, vanilla, cinnamon, but it's not like dry cinnamon. It's cinnamon red hots. The nose is almost a little bit misleading. Like you think you're going to get something a little bit more balanced and tame, perhaps, but it ain't that way on the palate. Oh, this nose is so good. I could nose this for a long time. It's just like unbelievably delicious. It reminds me of Knob Creek Single Barrel. Just delicious. Some bourbon notes with a little bit of that kind of char, burnt oak thing. Oh, again, graham crackers. I'm gonna go in a little bit of that cherry too. Ooh, man, it really, I can't believe this is 47%. This drink's much hotter than something 47%. All right, a little taste with water. Again, not much difference with the water so far, but this is like neck pour, I guess. Hot and spicy. Comes in sweet, gets spicy again with that pepperiness, like that hot cinnamon, drying, oaky. The oak tannins come through a lot more with water. Again, falls off relatively quick, maybe a little bit longer finish with the water, but I wouldn't say this is medium. I think it's short medium. I don't know, y'all. I don't want to say this is a miss, but it's not. The finish really lacks, and it's quite hot, even at 47%. The way it kind of goes, if you were looking this, it's like great nose, mouthfeel gets good, and then it like really kind of tapers off pretty quick. A little cooling mint, dry spices, again, like cinnamon baking spices. I don't know. This is a $50, $55 bottle of whiskey. If you walk into a store and you have a choice between this and barrel proof, get barrel proof without a second thought. As for whether this feels like it's worth $30 more than the regular small batch, I'm not sure. I lean towards no. It's not that it's bad. It's just not really. It's not really just all that, frankly, interesting. Like I appreciate. It's not, well, I'll take that back. It isn't that it's not interesting. I think the problem with it is that it's very youthful. I don't know if it needed a little bit more time. I mean, of course, right? And that finish is just really short and uneventful. Yeah. I don't know, y'all. Has anybody in the chat had this before? I'd be curious if you think what I'm saying is making sense or not. If this was 30, again, I know it's expensive to do this second toasting. If this was like a $35, $40 bottle, it'd be like, probably. But I'm thinking of other whiskeys that I think are just got as much of that like heavy kind of chewiness to it, the intense flavor, that to have way longer finishes, that you can get cheaper than this. I mean, the Woodford Reserve Double Oak, I think, is a better whiskey. I know this isn't a double oaked. I mean, I definitely like the Old Forester 1910 more than this, and then that's probably around the same price and less ABV, or right around the same ABV. But when I think of other bourbons that I think are just like rich and intense that aren't in this double oak, double toasted type thing, or toasted thing, Knob Creek Single Barrel, which is cheaper than this, 60% ABV, Four Roses, you know. We'll see. I mean, I'm going to give this its due time in court for sure, but I have to say it's not incredibly remarkable. I mean, if I was going to put a preliminary score, it's in that like 2.25 range, which is definitely like in that try before you buy. I think you're just not quite getting what you want for the price here, but I don't know if it's a miss. It's just maybe a work in progress, right? I'll tell you though, that nose, killer. All right, y'all. Well, let me know. What do you think? Have any of you had this yet? Do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts on Elijah Craig in general? Hit me up in the chat. In the meantime, let me set things up, what you can expect for the next 2.5 hours. So, of course, getting this tasting on of the Toasted Barrel. We'll sip a little bit more of this. We'll get into Mr. Cloudy, of course. I know I got some friends in the chat who have samples that were supposed to have been delivered soon, but for whatever reason, the FedEx tracking is showing that maybe they haven't been sent yet, despite the dates being what they were for delivery. So I apologize for that. I'm not sure what's going on. We'll see what's happening with that. Hopefully they show up in the next week. And then Telex and I will be doing the Telex Malt Show, which I hope you guys can all join. We are going to be tasting the Kilkerran heavily peated peat in progress batch 1, which is a youthful peat attack out of Glengyle Distillery, 59.3%. And then in hour number 2, we're trying the new Kilchoman, which is the Burach. So I'm excited for that. I don't know anything about that whiskey other than that it's new and I've not seen it around here. So I'm excited to get into that sample. Let me catch up on the chat and see what you guys are all talking bad about, talking good about, whatever. I'm way behind, so I apologize. That's a good color. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm a little bit behind here. Sipping 1910 right now, which is my first double oaked. Oh, I love the 1910. Man, that is a good whiskey. It's the perfect sipping ABV. Like, don't even need to put water on it. It's perfect. Nice, decent, long finish. I love that whiskey. That's from Old Forester. Folks should check that out if they can. Kilchoman. Oh, okay. I just had the Maker's Mark Castering 2020 wood finishing series a couple days ago. A total one for 61. Whew, that's a good price. Yeah, those are interesting because you can get like different. They have like different staves they put in them, and you can kind of like sometimes pick and choose. I have one from a place. I got to open that soon. Mark says, "What's the proof?" Oh, are you talking about the Elijah? Yeah, it's 47%. So it's the same as a small batch. It's literally the small batch that's just been put in a toasted oak barrel. Haven't had it, but love the other. Oh yeah, yeah. If you've had the barrel proof, especially, man, one of the best bourbons out there. I do not have a poker face. Yeah, I bet that first, you're probably talking about the first sip I took where I was like, holy cow, that's really spicy. Yeah, man, gotta do it right. I agree. Although, I don't know about this one yet, my friend. I'm not quite sure. This might not be the one you need in your life. Save your pennies for the barrel proof. Oh, it was that good? All right. Oh man, that's good. High rye? No, I don't think so. I think Elijah Craig small batch is only like 12% rye, from what I know. So definitely not a high rye mash bill. Hey, Trooper, what's up, buddy? Scotch brother, good to see you, man. Thanks for swinging by. It's bourbon today, but well, we'll have a little scotch in a minute, right? Folks saying hi. I'll live bourbon. That's good. I did. I just caught wind of this, man, like 48 hours ago. I think it was on Twitter. Yeah, they have a single barrel 13-year-old coming out. I like the Russell's line. I like Wild Turkey in general, man. I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled for that. That sounds real good. Wow. That's a steal, man. That is definitely a steal. You do not find, I've never seen it below like $22. I don't know where you're at, but I don't blame you for getting half a case. It's good whiskey. That's surprising. Elijah Craig is usually mellow. Mellow. I can kind of see what you're saying. I do feel like the Elijah Craigs that I drink all the time are like, it's been so long since I've had the small batch or the 12. Like the barrel proof is, the last one I guess I could say is probably mellower than most. I feel like they're really intense on the ABV, but somehow I think it's because of that 12 years. They're rounded off enough that you're not getting that like assault of like hot, like Booker's, which is like 6 years old, and you get a lot more like heat on those. I've found. Yeah, no kidding, right? New Maker's Mark. Yeah, I have not had the Maker's Mark cast strength. That's a wheated whiskey. I'm not a huge fan of the wheated stuff, but I'm not against it either. I would love to try that cast strength. I've seen that around. They sell like half bottles of it, which is really cool. I'm gonna have to try one of those. Oh yes, it is. The magic about the Knob Creek. In fact, happen to have a bottle of it right here. Let's just do a little comparison, shall we? Why not? 9 years, 60% single barrel. So the good thing about this is that not only, this regular 9-year-old, which is the normal release you can get in the States, there are so many store picks you can get. I have some of these that are 13 years. I have some of them that are 15, where you can get value in bourbon, in my opinion. I'm going to do a little comparison just for the hell of it. Oh, I can smell it already. That sweet corn peanut note. I mean, color-wise, oh my God, the Elijah Craig. God, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this to show you guys, but like, let's see if I can do this. Nah, I'm not even going to mess around. That's the Elijah Craig, and that's the Knob Creek. Look how much lighter it is, even at being an older age. It's obviously not in that toasted oak. Fruitier, peanut. The nose is not as good. It's a much sweeter, more fruitier nose on the Knob Creek than that Elijah Craig. Spicy, sweet, brown sugar. Much longer finish. Oh yeah. You get like a second, like you breathe out and it just all comes through. This nice vanilla, charred oak, caramel, spice. The finish is so much longer. Wow, it's like night and day. It's so fun to do these comparisons. And this is like $10 cheaper at least in most places. Love me some Knob Creek. Can't go wrong. Highest proof I've had is 115. So what is that in, that's like 52.2 57.5% ABV, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's up there. Yeah, man, the knob hands down. It's not as necessarily, it's much more balanced. It's a much more even ride. It does have a little bit more complexity. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe I'm in alignment with the people you've heard from then, for sure. Sounds like Jay Bowman. I have not had that one, but I'm going to take your word for it. Haven't tried any Elijah Craig yet. Oh man, you have to get the small batch. That's easy to find. It's cheap. And then if you find a store that sells the barrel proof, you got to get the barrel proof. The barrel proof is freaking amazing. Probably my favorite bourbon that's, under $100. I usually don't go over 100 for bourbons. Got to try it. Must try. Make it your mission. Poor man's Bookers, he says. Peace, y'all. Emily's out. Hey, Emily, good to see you. Take good care. Hope you're not sweltering in that heat down in Florida. Catch you next week. Oh, wow. That's really good. Lost Cause. Hey, what's up, buddy? What's going on down in the bayou? Some toast like Jack Daniel's Heritage Barrel. Slowly bring up the for temp. Hey, Molasses is here. Hey, what's up? Happy Tuesday. What you guys drinking tonight? Good to see you folks. Yeah, we got 16 folks in the house, or 15. Awesome. Man, I got this little gnat in here that just will not quit. It's got some shit on its mind. Anyways, cracked open the new Toasted Oak from Elijah Craig. Ho hum. Did a little comparison with a standard favorite of mine, the Knob Creek, which is the winner. Impromptu face-off. Knob Creek is the winner. And these are setting the palate right because, well, this is all we have left of Mr. Cloudy. I think that's one pour. And since some of my Patreon folks who are getting samples have not received them yet, I think I might hold off on Mr. Cloudy this week. I'm going to wait until y'all can at least taste them in the chat with me and tell me what you think. Yeah, we'll wait on this. We'll wait on this. Can't believe that bottle's almost empty. Thank God. Thank God. Hey, Malt Muser, what all are you and Telex doing tonight along with the Kilkerran? Oh, yeah. So we're along with the Kilkerran, we're doing another peated whiskey from Islay. Well, Kilkerran is from Campbelltown. This is from Islay. This is the Kilchoman Burach, which is a new Kilchoman that's come out. I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's relatively new. There's not a lot of them as far as I know. Telex will give us the rundown on the show. But he was able to score this and got a sample in my hand. So we're going to check it out. Let you know what's up with this. I've never had it, so I don't even know what's in it. It looks like it's probably got some sherry, but beats me. Anybody had the Burach yet? Know anything about it? Let us know. Molasses is giving the liver a break this week. Always a good call. Good call, man. Cohen, Beam Distillers cut his poor man's Bookers. 19 here for a bottle in LA. Can't go wrong with what you can get. Okay. Distiller's cut. That's not the, is that the same as the devil's cut? I might be wrong about that. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about the same thing. God, that Knob Creek, I love it. It's been a while since I had that. I have a whole bunch of store picks. I just haven't opened them, and then I got the regular one. I think I'm going to do a review of this soon. I should tell y'all, Friday I'll drop a review, and it's of a bourbon, Old Ezra, barrel proof 7-year-old. So check that out on Friday if you're interested in that bourbon. Good one. I'm not sure. Yeah, let me know, Cohen, if you're talking about the Devil's Cut, or if you're talking about something different. I know there's so many Jim Beams, I might be getting them confused. Donner Pass. I had Knob Creek single barrel non-store pick a few years ago, and that was a dead ringer for Booker's 2016 5 that I also had. Good value for the money. Yeah, it's great value, man. It's the best value in bourbon, in my opinion. And those store picks are only better, man. Some of them, you're always going to run the gamut with a store pick. You don't quite always know. But the older age ones, like I said, I've had a couple 13s, I had a 14, and I have a couple 15-year-olds. They were all in that $50 range. Yeah, man, it's great. I mean, it's Jim Beam. Knob Creek comes out of Jim Beam. Jim Beam kind of has a signature flavor. I don't know. You get a little bit of that kind of peanutty dustiness, like peanut shells. But it's good. It's nothing to sneeze at. Hold off on Mr. Cloudy. FedEx tracking did show your package was arriving yesterday, but now it shows pending. Should be here this week. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I hope they didn't get pinched or something. If they did, I deeply apologize. I'll figure out a way to make it up to you guys. But let me know. Keep me posted in an email or something about like what the hell's going on with that. I don't know what's going on. I put them in a FedEx Dropbox. Sometimes they don't pick those up on the regular. I don't know. Sorry about that. There's some good samples in there too, so I really hope you guys get those. At Malt Muser, I have on Burach. Good stuff. Still trying to wrap my head around it, but I like it better than all their core range except for La Gourme. Okay. Do you know anything about it? You don't even have to share. We could probably, well, we're going to talk about it soon enough with Telex, but I don't know what to expect other than that I saw it and I mentioned it to him, and then all of a sudden he had it. I did like Old Ezra. Hard to find it. Wasn't an easy one to find either. I stumbled across it. Man, this was a long time ago. It was before COVID, but it was this year. They just had it on a shelf at the store. It was like $45. It was like barrel proof, 7-year-old age. It was like 53, 54%. Pulled the trigger. Didn't have to tell me twice. I'd never really even heard of it. But I enjoyed it. That's for sure. That would have been a fun one to compare to the Knob Creek. A little closer in age, closer in ABV. Yeah, well, some other time. I'll probably get another one someday. 3 bottles of Highland Park Dark Origins today. Distiller's Cut is better than Old Tub and Devil's. Oh, so Distiller's Cut is a separate Jim Beam product. All right, I just want to take a look at this quick. Jim Beam Distiller's Cut. So you're saying this is a diamond in the rough, huh, Cohen? Oh yeah, here it is. $25, 23. Really? Okay. I got nothing against Jim Beam. Jim Beam Distiller's Cut. Oh, wow. Non-chill filtered, 50% ABV, 5 to 6 years old. Ooh, that sounds good. All right, I'm going to keep my eyes out for that. Thanks for the heads up. Sounds delicious. HP Dark Origins is a favorite of mine. Half killer bottle. Yeah, I've not had the Dark Origins. That's one I got to get my hands on. Sounds good. What's the deal with that? Is it was that a like sherry finished one? Or maybe I'm thinking of the full volume. I can't keep up with all those Highland Parks. There's so damn many of them. There's way too many Highland Parks out there, y'all. Way too many. It's like there's a new one every 3 days or something. 76. Oh, wow. They had an age statement on that? Right on. It's a good price. 84 the other day. I don't see it very much. Okay. It's one to keep my eyes out for. I can do that. We'll see what our friend the Toasted Oak is doing. Still quite nice. Quite nice on that nose. Man, that's spicy. You would not believe, if somebody poured this for you blind, you would not believe that's 47% ABV. Just wouldn't. It's hot, really hot bourbon. Oh, wow. I'm gonna put this fire out. That is a really hot bourbon. I don't know, man. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. Give it some oxidization time. We'll see what happens with it. But I got to tell you, my first impressions are like, and then when you take price into consideration, which I do in my reviews, I'm not thinking this is going to get above a 3. Unless it like really turns around. It's always a bummer, man. Let me know in the chat. Have you ever had, like, what whiskey have you had from a distillery that you trust, or a brand name? It doesn't even need to be a distillery. A brand name, a line that you love. You've never had a bad bottle, and then one day you picked up one of their new ones that you hadn't had, and you were like, "What happened here? This doesn't line up with my experience with the rest of your stuff." I'd love to hear which ones those are. I think we all have them, right? We all have that bottle that we bought from the distillery that we've had 5 things from before that we just were like, wow, that was weak. Let me know in the chat. There's probably a few for sure I can think of. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Cohen says, that's why I skipped the toasted barrel. Yeah, well, you made the right move there, man. I think you made the right move. I can think of 5 whiskeys off the top of my head right now that are better to spend $50 on bourbons than this one. This might be a miss, or at least just a muddled intermediate whiskey between a miss and a, decent. I just don't know, man. The price is what's really getting me. If you're going to do this, you got to do it right. But yeah, let me know in the chat. What bottle from a distillery have you had that was just a total miss for you? And Mark Stengel's got a couple already. Nicholas Wild Turkey. Let me know. I'm not sure what that one is. Do tell us. Brown Foreman Old Forester 1920. Really? You thought that was a miss? That's surprising. I think you might be the first person I've met that said that. Interesting. What didn't you like about that? That was a good one as far as I remember. It's been a long time since I've had it. When I think of bourbons, the Knob Creek 12-year-old, which came out maybe 6 or 7 months ago, that one was a miss for me. It was just like watery, languid, boring. There was nothing really magical going on there. While I like a lot of the other Knob Creek stuff, I like the quarter oak. I mean, I don't like that maple one, but we're not going to talk about that. Flavored whiskey, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that was a miss, man. The 12-year-old was a miss, which is maybe hesitant to buy that new 15, which a lot of folks seem to be like big fans of. Yeah, that one didn't do it for me at all. The 12 was probably the most disappointing Knob Creek I've had. So that's one that comes to mind for me on the, lines that I generally like, but was a miss. Travel retail Scotch usually leads to disappointment. Yeah. That was one I was thinking of, the 4 Oak. Glen Scotia 16 too? Oh no, that's disappointing. Man, that 4 Oak Lafroig, what a joke. That was a bummer. Joseph Magnus, you mean not Joseph Magnus? The regular Magnus was a miss for Daniel. Okay. All right, we're getting a few. Oh, okay. Mark said, I thought you misunderstood what you liked the best. Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, you didn't like the Prohibition Edition Old Forester? What happened, man? That's a really good bourbon, I think. Cohen says Dark Origins. Oh, okay. You're not saying it. Discontinued. Okay. Old Forester is like half the price. Not Joseph Magnus. Juan says needs to sit a bit and open up. Yeah, no doubt. That's a high ABV whiskey too, if I recall. I'm trying to think of other ones that I thought were misses in lines that I generally like. So Knob Creek 12, I think, is one for sure. Sticking with bourbon, I mean, there's nothing really out of Four Roses I think was a miss. God, that Knob Creek is good. Yeah, I think that's the bourbon, the one that stood out for me as being a miss, considering my expectations. With Scotch, there's definitely a few. The Glenmorangie 15 Cadbull Estate, I liked, but I just expected more out of it. It's like some like local barley thing. I thought that was pretty. Didn't do a lot for me. The Brook Lottie, like not the Port Charlotte, but it's like the regular Scottish barley or Isla barley. No, Scottish barley. I thought that was pretty flat and uninteresting. Kalila 18. Don't tell Telex I said that. Kalila 18 was one that I thought was just kind of boring and not interesting either. I don't know if it's a miss, but it was close. Kilchoman Saneg, which is the like bourbon sherry one. That one, I don't know. It just didn't really do it for me. It was kind of flat and boring. It didn't have those deep flavors. Then again, there's a lot of like batch variation with that stuff, so it's hard to tell. I'm thinking of another, which is Compass Box. Do I want to say Peat Monster? I don't know. With Lafroig, it's most definitely, there's two of them. The Four Oak, which is the travel retail, and the 16, which is all first fill. It was some Amazon exclusive. I bought a bunch of them when I saw them at a shop. So I'm like, wow, a 16-year-old age statement Lafroig. That one was a letdown. That one definitely missed the mark. I mean, it's not a bad whiskey. It's competent. It's Lafroig. It's tasty, but it lacked a lot of complexity. It was just heavy bourbon notes and then some peat. It just kind of, I don't know, for a 16-year-old statement, it just goes to show that age is sometimes just a number, you know. They probably used some not great cask for it. It just felt rushed. It didn't quite hit all the marks. You know, when I think of Art Bag, I think of the Art Bag drum, of course. Major miss, in my opinion. That one was weak and boring. Lagavulin Offerman Edition, 11-year-old, right on that edge. I don't know. That one was good, but it didn't. I wouldn't say it's a miss. I'll take that back. It's not a miss. It just wasn't impressive in any like specific way. Ooh, Cohen says the Wild Turkey Long Branch. That's the Matthew McConaughey one, right? With the mesquite. Yeah, I think that could have benefited from a higher ABV. If I'm not mistaken, it was like 43 or 42%. Like it was supposedly made just to be able to drink it straight out of the bottle or something. That was weak. Yeah, I didn't mind it. It was a little, but it definitely underwhelmed compared to what I think it could have been at bumped it up to 46 or 48%. Celebrity whiskey, yeah. You hit it, Mark. Oh, yeah. Glendronach 15. Now that's a good one right there. I'm with you. I love Spice Tree. I was saying Peat Monster, maybe. Spice Tree, yeah, I'm a big fan of the Spice Tree. Years ago, I'd go with my dad to the store and always samples before buying. Yeah, every once in a while, there's a good spot that I go to when I go out and buy stuff that does samples. They'll usually have something to pour for you, which I think is really cool. So we are hitting that 9 o'clock hour, and we know what that means. It is almost Telex and Malt Show time. He is he's ready for action. Let me get the link here set up for you guys. Check out the chat. In the chat is the link. Telex and I are going to check out Kilkerran heavily peated in progress batch 1 from Glengyle in Campbelltown, and then we'll be checking out the Kilchoman on Burach. So I hope you guys can all join us, man. We got another 2 hours of whiskey chat going. It's always fun to hang out with everybody. Appreciate y'all's support. If you're interested, again, do feel free to support your humble malt muser on Patreon. Link is in the chat for that as well. Appreciate all you guys do, man. This has been a lot of fun as always. And if you guys can't make it to the Telex and Malt Show, I got a review coming out Friday of Old Ezra barrel proof bourbon, 7 years old. Take a look at that, and then we'll be back here next week for Tasty Tuesday Happy Hour. Everybody be well. Cheers.